morning, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Rank, and I'm your school librarian responsible for checking out your new technology device to you today. In this video, we'll be looking at our new student iPad and talking about our school expectations for you to take care of it. So let's get started. Here is what your student iPad will look like. We're going to talk about some ways we will take care of our iPad and then the physical features of the iPad as well. So now we're going to talk about what your iPad looks like and some of the different features of your iPad. You may have an iPad at your home, or you may have a family member that has an iPhone that's very similar. You might even have a different type of tablet. Some technology devices are meant for kids to handle and some are not. We are really lucky to have these iPads here at school for our students to use, but we also have the responsibility of taking care of them. Your iPad comes with a case and it magnetically clips to the back. This case also can be folded to help your iPad stand up on your desk. A grown-up in your classroom can show you how to do that if you aren't sure. On the back of the iPad, you'll find some stickers. The case and these stickers need to stay on the iPad at all times. Students are not allowed to remove the case or the stickers on them. One of the stickers down at the bottom will be one that includes your name and the contact for the student help desk if you should need to take your iPad home and are also in need of technology help. You have one main button on the front of your iPad. This is your home button. When you push that, it shows you your home screen. You have a power button up here at the top. You can push it once to turn the screen off and put it to sleep, or you can hold that button down. Oops, I put mine to sleep. If you hold that button down, it will give you an option to slide over and turn your device off completely. On the side of your iPad, you have two buttons, one on top and one on the bottom, and that is where you turn the volume up and down. You can hear music or sound out the bottom of your iPad, or you have a spot up here where you can plug headphones in. Please be very careful when you plug headphones in and make sure that your headphones are plugged in gently and removed gently. If we pull on the cord, it might break the headphone piece off inside of here, and then we will never be able to hear sounds out of the bottom, and if we break that off, then the headphones won't work either. That would be something that was damaged to your device and we would need to have help getting it removed. That is what your iPad looks like. You plug it in to charge down here at the bottom, and again, I really hope that you let the grown-ups in your classroom take care of that for you. When you take care of it, please keep this clear of anything that might get stuck in there so that every time you plug it in, you know that it's actually getting a good charge. Now we're going to talk about how to care for your iPad. It's important to know that this iPad does not belong to you. It is on loan to you, just like a library book that you can borrow and then bring back. One really important rule that I want to express to you is that when you carry your iPad, we really need you to do that with two hands. Carrying with one hand means you might accidentally drop it. If you're walking around with two hands, we're going to keep that iPad nice and safe. In your classroom, we should not be eating or drinking around your iPad because we want to keep them clean and we want to keep them away from any liquids or things that might damage them. This includes your hands. If you're going to use an iPad with your hands, please make sure your hands are clean. Wash or use hand sanitizer before you pick up your iPad. If you've been doing something with glue or you just had snack, please wash them and make sure that your fingers are not sticky because you do not want to get your screen covered in any yucky fingerprints. If we were in a situation where you ended up taking your iPad home, something I need to tell you now is your iPad should not be left in someone's car where it can be really hot or get really cold. The computer inside of this iPad is a machine that is not meant to be left out in long periods of time in hot or cold temperatures. So please take care of your iPad by not leaving it out somewhere where something might happen to it because of the temperature of the room or the space. I also know that as a student, you're going to have a lot of things on your desk this year. You will have this technology to use every day, but you might also have books or a notebook or paper. It's really important to not stack things on top of your iPad. The screen on your iPad is actually made of glass, and if I put too many heavy things on top of it, it might break that. When it's time to clean your iPad, please take care to only use the cleaning materials that your teacher provides for you. In every classroom, on top of your computer cart will be a blue bucket that looks like this. These are cleaning wipes meant to be used on technology. They are not Clorox wipes, they are not bleach wipes, they are not sitting in water in here. These wipes are meant to sanitize the cover of your case. You also can use a dry microfiber cloth to gently wipe down the screen if there's some things on there. We do not want students or even grown-ups to spray any sort of chemicals or liquid directly onto the iPad. Using one of these two things will keep your iPad clean and also free from any harm that might come from a chemical that you spray onto it. Please just don't do that. Now I would like to talk to you about what to do if you're experiencing problems with your iPad. Sometimes, even though we've been following all of the rules and doing everything we can to keep our iPad clean and safe and charged, we might have a problem with the software on the iPad. If part of your iPad is not working or is noticeably broken and you are at school, the first thing that you will do is tell your teacher, and they will report it to me so I can get the problem fixed. If something is spilled on the iPad, you immediately want to shut down your iPad by holding onto that button until you are able to touch the screen and turn it off. Soak up any of the extra liquid that's on or around the iPad with dry paper towels or a cloth, anything that you have close to you that can get it off quickly. Do not turn your iPad back on. Leave it off, even if you think you cleaned up all of the water. You're going to contact me, or you're going to have your teacher contact me as soon as possible. If you happen to be at home when this happens, because we are in a situation where all students are learning from home, you would call the tech support or email the tech support that is on the back of your device on a sticker. The last thing I wanted to mention about Chromebook Care is that if something happens to your device, it is a student or family's responsibility to pay for that to be fixed. Please keep that in mind as you work with your computer every day at school. Finally, I would like to talk to you about the acceptable use policy of our school district. This is a form that parents signed at enrollment stating that you as a student would follow our school rules and use your technology appropriately. It's a rule for computers and iPads that says, students, you are promising to your teachers, your principal, and I that you are going to do exactly what we have asked you to do as far as taking care of your iPad and only visiting websites and apps that we might have instructed you to use. This means you will also not loan your device out to anyone. All students already have a device assigned to them, so there's no reason for a neighbor or a friend to be messing with your iPad. You also want to make sure that you're not sharing your username and password with anyone. It's important that you keep your schoolwork and your information safe from somebody else, so we do not want to write those things down and give them out to somebody else. These rules are meant to keep you and your information safe, so please make sure that everything that you do is what we would consider an acceptable use here at school. If you think, oh, I'm just going to click on this quick, or I'm going to look up this picture and my teacher won't know, I'm sorry, students, our teachers will know, okay? It's your responsibility to follow our rules so that you get to keep using your device. If you have any questions, please talk to your classroom teacher or myself, and we would be glad to explain what is acceptable on your device. As I come into your classroom, we're going to do lots of lessons about how we can be an appropriate online citizen, and we'll have further discussions about that. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. Students, I cannot wait to get back into your classrooms. Have a great day.